Hey yo, I'm April. This is Alt Life Yoga. Clearly not filming in my living room today. I'm actually camping out in Mount Hood National Park, and so I kind of went off the beaten path a little bit. Not too many people have been driving down this road that I've been camping off of, but might have to, stop, switch a couple times. So if there's some weird editing, forgive me. Beautiful view out here. It's absolutely incredible. I love practicing outside. Where I live in the city, it's a little bit noisy outside, but I can't hear anything but me. So this should be pretty cool. If you want to just watch the nature and listen to the nature while we practice, then that's great. If you want to do this to some music, I set up a really neat soundtrack of some vitamin string quartet covers of some of my favorite songs. I also do have my dog wandering around a bit, so you might see some black furry thing meandering by, but he should be pretty well sidetracked by all of the things to sniff. And actually, it might have a couple more on location filming to be done over the next couple of weeks, in and out of the living room a bit. But in 2 months, I'm going to be moving to Melbourne, Australia. So there's going to be lots of hopping around for me, lots of interesting places that I'll be filming, I hope. At least getting a new living room at the very minimum. And leave me some comments and let me know what you think about, being outside versus in my own regular space. Let me know if there's any other kind of music that you'd like to see in a future soundtrack for me to put together. If you are in a band and you want me to feature you in your soundtrack, that sounds amazing. If you want to connect with anything else, let me know what kind of practices you want to see in the future, if there's any kind of poses that you've been really interested in, all that stuff, man. Leave me comments. You want to see some more amazing pictures of this place I'm at? It's Trillium Lake. I posted them up on my Instagram. April Kinda Rocks. Got most of those links in all of the information here, and of course on my website all of the links are available. Good flowy practice today. Do you remember the first dance that you learned, like the first group dance? I've been talking to a lot of people who learn like the hustle and the electric slide. I guess in the 50s there was this thing called the stroll, and kind of like a soul train, I guess. Yes, I'm very young. My first dance was the Macarena. And I remember my babysitter, she came over and she said, I learned this awesome thing in school. So she's like putting my hands like in the right places and being very precise. And usually I'm like, here because I'm 5 and I don't quite have it yet. But once you like get into those things, like the moves, how to, like you're at a wedding or something and you're just like, moving and grooving and sidestepping, and this is your jam and you get to put you into it. We're gonna flow like that. It's gonna be pretty sweet. I have this flow that's gonna open up a lot of the front of the body so that we can get into some interesting pigeon and back bend work. Hopefully you're going to really enjoy it, because I know I've really enjoyed this practice over the past few days. If you want to do the soundtrack, you're going to click here right now, and then that soundtrack is going to play as we go through everything that we're doing, because it's going to open up in another window. It'll be pretty sweet. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to set my mat up and we should get started. So we're going to start off in Sukhasana, or easy seat. I've just got my ankles crossed, crisscross applesauce. We're going to walk the fingertips out in front a little bit. And you don't want to walk out so far that you're just totally folded over and your back hurts. Just go enough that you feel something in your thighs. We're not going for back pain, we're going for hip opening. So once you find that place, drop your head down and allow yourself to get deep into your breath. 3 deep breaths here. Relaxing into the thighs. Softening in the back of your shoulders. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now walk your fingertips over towards the left. I'm not mirroring you. I'm trying not to do that as much anymore because it just confuses me. And once you get there, relax your right hip down, your right thigh. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time, full deep breath. Deep exhale, walk your hands back to the center and then back in towards your body, and you're going to crisscross your legs the other way. So then start to walk your hands forward, and you're going to notice that this side is going to feel different because this is probably your tight side. It's the side that we don't usually cross over. Bodies are asymmetrical, you're asymmetrical, yay, human, imperfect. Just try to make peace with being here. Doesn't need to look the same, just open up some space, other side. One more breath. Soften into your exhale. Then once you finish your exhale, walk your hands over towards your right thigh so that you can drop your left thigh down and then kind of open that rotation a little bit further. Try not to hunch your ears up by your face. If you want to walk down and drop your head to the floor, you can. You can't really hear me, so I don't usually do that. Hard enough to get my voice heard in all of this wide open wilderness. One more breath in. Soften into your exhale. And then walk your hands back to the center and back in towards your body. A little dusty. Just swing the legs behind and come down to laying on the belly. So once you get down there, walk your hands out outside of your mat, about shoulder spacing or shoulder space on your mat. And then you're gonna wiggle your shoulder blades back and your elbows, and you kind of shift side to side and get some back bending, open up. And you'll notice that there's this specific space, this one vertebrae that both of your shoulder blades keep coming into. The next two vertebrae below that, I want you to coil that in like you're tightening up a spring, and you'll feel yourself lift up. Make sure you're not pulling shoulders up. You want to keep them drawing back and in towards that spring space. Now push down in the tops of your feet on your next breath in. You're going to release that spring upwards. A little bit more cobra, a little bit more back bend engagement, that coiling sensation. Go ahead and lower down. And on your inhale, once again, coil in and release the spring up. And then come down and then bring the hands back in, that more classical cobra shape, coiling, lifting up, deep breath in, open your heart, exhale, lower down, then curl the toes under and press back, downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, start to walk in, releasing any tension. Go ahead and keep improving your dance around here, maybe shaking out around the head. And then as you start to settle into this more steady shape, see what's going on in the backs of your legs. This is early on in the practice, probably your first down dog of the day. So you probably don't have as open of the backs of the legs as you'd like to have, or that you'll notice you have it towards the end of your practice. But be observant. Keeping your toes curled under, go ahead and lower the knees down. You're going to maybe bring them a little bit closer together. Yes, toes stay curled under. We're going to come up into a little broken toe work. Get a shoulder stretch in with it and allow yourself to drop down onto the tops of the feet. We won't be here very long, so you're stretching out the bottoms of them, spreading the toes apart. One more, lift into the chest as you drop your knuckles, breathe in. And then as you plant your hands down towards the front of the mat again, come back downward facing dog. What's happened in the backs of your legs just from opening up the bottoms of the feet? It's kind of neat, huh? Able to spread the roots of your feet down a little bit more firmly in towards the mat. Maybe feel a little bit more open in the hammies. And a deep breath in. Deep breath out. As you inhale, reach your right leg back, and then look forward. Just step your right foot up to the front of your mat, lower your left knee down, and take your hands up onto your hips. So you're going to feel a little bit of coiling and lifting up and away from your hips by drawing into that spring space behind the shoulder blades, and then releasing that spring upwards. One more breath in. Exhale. This time as you inhale, reach your arms up. And then take your left arm forward, your right arm back. So you're twisting open towards the right. Keep pushing down into your front foot to help stabilize this challenging balance. And then your right hand comes to your right hip. The left arm lifts up. Allow your hips to move forward as you get a little bit more lift. And then we'll move into a twist, bringing your left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Bring the palms together. And then lift the heart up towards your thumbs. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release your arms up. And then hands down onto the ground. Curl your left toes under. Send your right leg up and back. Downward dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left leg moves back. And then the left leg steps forward. Lower your right knee. And take the hands up onto your hips. Feeling the elbows draw back, the shoulder blades draw together so you feel that coiling space, and then release the spring. Maybe even look up. Feel your hips moving forward to the front heel. Deep breath in. Settle into it, exhale. Then release the arms up. And open your twist towards the left, pushing down in the front foot. So I do feel that move down and my thigh bones come in. There's a little bit more room to twist. Then left hand to the left hip, right arm reaches up. Maybe the hips move forward a little bit more. You can look back over your back shoulder. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach forward, hook the elbow, and come into this twist. So move slow with it. Still getting in touch with your body, in touch with your breath. And one more breath in. Exhale, release the hands down, curl your right toes under, left leg moves back, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and look forward to your thumbs. We're going to come to the top of the plank and lower all the way down onto the belly. And then untuck your toes, reach back, grab for your right foot, hold it into your bum, and get a little bit of that coiling action in your back, a little bit of quad stretch, and then lower down, switch sides. Left leg pulls in, grab your foot, open the chest forward, lifting up from that spring in the middle of the ribs. Release, lower down, curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Look forward, step your feet up to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, feel that coiling in the back, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up, open arms. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. Now take the arms up and you're going to press the palms together, feeling your shoulder blades come down, palms together. Even if your elbows are really bent, you're going to lift up from the ribs, pushing down into the floor, palms move in towards each other. Really strong, little bit of heat to the shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale, folding forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Take the hands down, step your left leg back, and lower your left knee down. So allow your hips to move forward here. It's okay if your knee moves in front of that ankle with the back knee on the ground, and then take your arms up, press palms together, push them in, lift up from the ribs, maybe a little bit of back bend, one more exhale, breathing in here, opening the chest, and then as you exhale, hands come down onto the floor. Curl your left toes under, step back to the top of your plank, move forward, lower all the way down onto your belly. This time reach back and grab both feet. Little bow pose. Don't go wild with it. Just stretch the front of the body, front of the legs, and then release the feet, hands under the shoulders. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretching the right leg back. You're going to look forward, step the right foot up to the front of your mat, and then move up standing splits. Push the right foot down into the floor, lift the left leg, and then just set the left foot down next to your right, just as a transition. Inhale, halfway lift, little coil in the back. Exhale, fold down. Standing up, pressing the palms together, breathing in. Exhale, folding again directly forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Right leg moves back, right knee moves down, hips move forward, arms move up. Pressing palms, dropping shoulders, lifting the rib cage up. Keep pushing down into that front foot. Breathing in. Exhale, maybe tilting back a little bit more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, plant the hands. Curl the right toes under, step back, top of your plank, move forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, bow pose. Push the feet back, chest forward, little coil, and then release, hands underneath your shoulders. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, left leg moves back. Look forward, left foot steps back to the front of your mat. You're going to stand up on that leg, push it down beyond the floor so that you're rooting deep, especially that big toe. Set the right foot down, exhale. Inhale, coiling into that low back. Exhale, folding forward, down into your thighs. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands come down, heart center. Taking an inhale to lift up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, coil in, middle ribs. Exhale, plant the hands, left leg steps back. This time come all the way up, high lunge. And as you exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, open twist. Revolve, peaceful lunge. Right hand, right hip, left arm up to the ceiling. Lift back through your left heel. We're going to move into warrior two. Drop your left heel down. Open the arms up over to the left side. Move nice and low in your right thigh, then pull up and out of it. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, relax your right shoulder. Inhale, straighten both legs, sky archer. And then as you exhale, take both hands down. You're going to step the right foot back, top of your plank, move forward, lower all the way down onto your belly. Bow pose, grab the feet, stretch the fronts of your thighs. Exhale, release, hands and toes meet the floor, pressing up and back, hips meet the sky, down dog. Inhale, right leg moves back, look forward, step your right foot up to the front of your mat, lower your left knee. I'm going to move forward so that I'm in front of the kneecap, and then take this big circle up and over, reaching for my left toes. You can stay here or grab onto the foot, depending on what feels better in your body. And allow the hips move forward, the heart to move up, maybe a little bit of that coiling. And then release your back foot, both hands come back to the floor. Standing splits again, right foot into the floor, lift your left leg, drop your head. Maybe without touching the left foot to the floor, you can curl it in and stand all the way up. Now reach back and grab for your left foot. We're going to go dancer's pose, holding onto the inside of it, pulling the knee down, lifting the chest up. You can stay here, moving for vertical, a little bit more quad stretch, or start to coil into the back, push the foot back, move the heart forward, outwards. And on your next inhale, come back up. Set the left foot down, rest your palms at your heart, take a breath to recover. Exhale. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands plant down. Step the right leg back this time and then come up, high lunge. Strong front foot, big toe. Exhale, open twist. I'm going to pull my thigh bones in so I can rotate a little bit more. Left hand to the hip, right arm reaches up. Now pull out from that back heel, longer stretch to the front of your leg. And then open up, warrior two, dropping the back heel, sitting your tailbone down. And then low in the front leg, still peaceful warrior. Open your left ribs to the ceiling, to the sky. Straighten into the front leg so the arms stay the same. You're just shifting what's happening in the hip with that front leg. On your exhale, take the hands down. And you're going to step back, top of your plank, move forward, strong lower all the way down. Inhale, grab the feet, bow pose, just a little one. And then release your hands, your feet down. Press back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Left leg moves back. Breathe in. Look forward. Left foot comes to the front of your mat. You're going to lower the right knee down again. You're going to move the hips forward, feeling the left shoulder open up as you reach back for your right toes. Either stay here or grab your foot. If this is uncomfortable for you or hurting your knee, you're also really not doing a lot for the front of the thigh probably. So move the hips forward a bit or release your back foot. If you're moving the hips forward and lifting the chest, you should feel a lengthening in the front of your right thigh. Inhale, exhale, both hands come down. You're going to stand up on the left leg again, standing splits. Now you can touch the foot down and stand up, that's fine, but see if you can move with a little bit more control. Even if you fall over, challenge yourself to come up, grab the inside of the right foot, and lift the arm. Now I like to grab the inside, because if I grab the outside, I end up often here. So the inside, the big toe edge, usually a little bit better. You're going to feel a lot of distance between your left pinky finger and your right knee as you maybe coil a bit into the back and lift forward, dancer's pose. I'm still trying to bring that right hip forward. And then lifting up, letting the limbs down, meeting palms at the heart. Take a breath to recover. Release, exhale. Inhale, taking the arms open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step your left leg back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open twist. Right hand to the hip, revolve peaceful, lifting the left heel as well. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, just soften this right shoulder. Inhale, straighten into both legs. Exhale, windmill the hands down. You're gonna stretch your right leg back, three-legged plank, and then you're gonna open up side plank, maybe taking your right foot down, maybe keeping lifted, and then take your right hand back down, and go ahead and set the right foot back, settle back, downward dog. Felt a bit unsteady, gonna walk my toes in a bit. Now take your right leg back up in the air. You're gonna push down into the front of your mat, take a little like practice hop, and you could just tap your foot down and switch legs, or maybe push down beyond the floor and switch in the air. Good. Switch one more time. Right leg back up, look forward, step your right foot, and then your left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Step your right leg all the way back and come up, high lunge, open arms. Exhale, open twist. Inhale, peaceful revolve. Lift the back of your right thigh. Exhale, warrior two. Drop your tailbone. Low in the legs. Peaceful warrior. Open the chest. Exhale, soften the shoulder. Inhale, straighten the legs. Sky archer. Exhale, take both hands down. You're going to come back three-legged plank. And then you're going to open up. I come to the outside of my right foot and lift my left arm. Try to do a little bit of coiling to lift the chest. And then take both hands and feet down. Press back, downward dog. You can do all of this without letting the left toes come down, by the way. I think I'm in slightly uneven ground and maybe tired. Just kind of meeting my body where it's at today. Let's go for those hops again. Stretch your left leg back. And little practice hop. You got to push down into your mat. You can switch in the air or tap and lift. One more time, left leg up. Lift up that left leg, look forward, step the left foot up, step your right foot up, inhale, halfway lift, flat back, exhale, folding down. Inhale, standing all the way up. Exhale, hands come down at your heart. Reaching the arms open, breathe in. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to the top of your plank. Moving the hips forward, coming onto the tops of your feet. Up dog, little coil into the back. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Right leg moves back, breathe in. Look forward, right foot comes to the front of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open twist. Inhale, revolve, peaceful, lift the left heel. Exhale, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, breathe in, exhale, drop the tail. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, little visit to triangle pose. Breathing in, opening up the left side. Exhale, taking both hands down. And you're gonna come onto the left toes, reach the right leg up. You're gonna have 3 switches this time, or just one. Maybe try to get a little bit of air time. You're gonna end up with your left leg up again. And then look forward, step your left foot in front of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open twist. Hand to the hip, right pinky finger lifts out. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, drop that shoulder, open the chest more. Sky archer, reach up to the sky. Exhale, coming forward, little visit to triangle, soft hips, breathing in. Exhale, taking both hands down. Onto the right toes, lift your left legs up. 3 more hop switches. Maybe even look at your hands. So we're kind of coming close to hopping up into handstand. We might visit that future weeks. And right leg up. And then bring the shin forward, pigeon pose. So I want you to snuggle back a little bit. If you need to come onto your back right away, please do that. If you're okay on your front for just a little bit, come down onto the top of your left foot so that that hip moves forward, the front of the thigh stretches out, with a little lift. Hips down, chest up. Maybe a little bit of coiling into the back. One more breath. Exhale. Sit down on your right hip and then onto both hips. You're going to lift up your left toes, come on the inside of the leg and reach the right arm up and over. And exhale, pull out to the toes. Inhale, open your arm up. You're going to twist up to the ceiling. Maybe feel a little bit of coiling, reaching in your back. And then come forward all the way over your left leg. Little hammy stretch. You just want to move the chest forward, feel a little bit in the back of the leg. And then come on up. We're going to stretch out the front of the thigh. You're going to create this pinwheel shape with your legs. So my right shin's parallel in front of me, my left shin's parallel to the side of me, and I'm going to walk the hands back. Ooh, I'm scooching, I'm being gravel. So you've got a couple options. You can come back and say, "Ooh, that's enough," and massage your thigh. Or you might come down onto the right shoulder or right elbow, and that could be enough. The left elbow might come down. If any of these is a terrible idea, please come back. If you feel like you've got more space, you can lay down. I prefer to have the knee on the floor and the hip lifting up. There's actually more sensation generally that way, and it keeps the knee joint a little bit safer. And deer pose, quad stretch. Front of the left thigh right now. One more breath in. And then cross your left arm over so that you can kind of doggy paddle your way up. And then we're going to come down to laying on the back. So probably be facing the back of your mat. You're going to take the right ankle onto the left knee. You're going to use the foundation of laying on the floor to get a little bit more active in the legs. Draw your right toe up to your right knee. That's flexing, where you have the heel pressing outwards, and your right thigh bone moves towards your left heel. One more breath in. Exhale. Release the legs. Put the feet on the floor. Walk your shoulder blades in underneath your back. You're going to push up bridge pose. Now I want you to lift your inner thighs and push down into the big toes. Maybe take this bind underneath your back and walk the heart further in. Try that coiling sensation. Lift your chest up and then lower the hips down onto the mat. Knees into the chest, hands onto the thighs. One rock to sit up. Planting the hands behind you. Try not to have your fingertips point behind you. You want them pointing, if not in front of you, out to the side, because you want to be able to feel the wrapping in of your back muscles and the opening of your chest. Put the right ankle on the left knee. Lift the hips up. Three-legged reverse table. Lift your tush. Push into your hands, open the chest, and then lower your hips down. We're going to unwind, come back in a downward facing dog. From downward dog, just take that left leg back. Look forward, pigeon pose, coming onto the top of your right foot, moving both hips forward, the chest up, lengthening the front of your thigh. Pull the ears up away from your shoulders. And then, of course, dropping the shoulders back away from the backs of your ears. One more breath in. Exhale. You're going to sit down on the left hip and then the right hip. So you got to get both of those sides of your tush down onto the ground. Lift your right toes, be active. Reach out and take the left arm up and over the side of your face. So you're stretching out through the backs of the ribs a bit. Then open all the way up. So you're revolving the heart up to the ceiling. A little bit more opening in the front of the left shoulder. And then come all the way forward over your right leg. Get a hammy stretch. What often helps me is to feel like I'm pulling my right hip back a little bit to get a little bit more. Exhale. Lifting up. And then it's that deer space, right? So I've got my body facing towards my left shin, my right shin's to the side. You take the hands back. I'm not kidding you. This massage really does help. You might come down onto your left forearm, maybe onto your right. And I'm not going to come back and lay in the gravel. Just be like, hey, what's up, guys? And my right thigh is also a little bit more tight. So I'm going to let my hip move up and just give a little massage, and I'm feeling good here. Nice opening, time to rest. One more breath in. And then I come up across the right hand over, doggy paddle your way up to a seat, and come down to laying on the back. This time left ankle crosses right knee as you draw the right leg into the chest. You're going to flex strong through your left foot. By the way, I grab my shin because my knee bends that much. Most of us are grabbing onto the back of the thigh. It has really nothing to do with flexibility necessarily. It's where your joints move. My knee joint just happens to bend that much easily. Left toes up to the knee, thigh bone towards the right heel, breathing in. Exhale, release your right leg, release both feet onto the floor, walk the heels up close to your hips, shoulder blades close underneath your spine, push down into the hips, lift up bridge pose. You can stay here pressing palms or interlace the fingers, hold hands. Try a little bit more coil into the back, a little bit more pressure into the floor. One more deep, long inhale. As you exhale, release your hips into the mat, knees into the chest. Breathe in, exhale, belly button down, you sit up. This time as the hands come behind, you're gonna put the right ankle onto the left knee. Notice my right heel's not that close to my hips so that I have the space to come up now, knee over hips. Opening my chest up, bringing shoulder blades together underneath the back. Breathing in, exhale, lower the hips down. Unwind the legs, roll over, downward facing dog. Go ahead and settle, walk into the heels a bit, shake out your tail, relax the head, maybe shake it yes and no, and then feel the deep pressure down into your hands beyond the floor to stretch out the backs of the legs. So I'm going to take the right leg back up and then bend into the knees, stack the hips open so I get a little bit of back bend going on and also opening up the insides of the hips. You can stay here, go back to down dog, rest, or maybe flip the dog, taking the hips up. Now if you flipped your dog, lift the shoulder blades into the back of your heart, really stretch upwards. And then we're gonna come back, downward facing dog. Three-legged, move forward, right shin, pigeon pose. So we've done a lot of work to open up the front of the thigh and also to feel a lift and a strength into the chest. So I'm gonna bend into the back leg, flex my foot because then the hammies kind of help, and reach back for that foot. So this is a really good place for most of us to start. What I often need to do is some wiggling and maneuvering that thigh back. So you can stay here, especially if you've got that hamstring. Move left hip forward, right hip back, maybe taking the arms up, little fancy mudra, hand gestures, whatever makes you feel good. If this is going well, see about bringing your wrist around the foot, maybe your elbow. And then from here, you might have the mudra, you might hold hands behind your back. Try to move the chest forward a bit. And then release. Hands come down, curl the left toes under. Right leg moves up and wiggles around, and then setting the right foot down. Take your left leg back, bend into the knees, stack the hips open. I'm going to try to keep the hips high, keep strong in the right arm as I come down, high hips, open chest, strong, coiling back, breathing in, exhale, coming back, three-legged dog. Look forward, pigeon pose. So I'm going to try starting off with scooching that right thigh back, so hopefully I don't have to do it with my knee awkwardly bent, and then pushing into the top of the foot, hips are even, and then bending into the leg. Oh, yep, still need some scooching. There we go. Flexing the foot gets the hammies involved, and from that space feeling a little bit more control, connection with the muscles to move the chest forward. Good. Ooh, there we go. Lifting, little coil in the back, Send the horns up, man. Whatever floats your boat. The I love you. Maybe thumb and forefinger together. I'm going to reach down wrist. Maybe one day you hook the elbow, bringing palms together, moving the chest forward to the front of the mat. And releasing. Right hand comes down. Right foot comes down. Hands come down. Stretching back. Three-legged dog. Wiggle that sucker out. Set it down. Deep breath in. Big exhale. Go ahead and lower your knees down. Widen the knees out. Bring the toes together. Sit back. Child's pose. Wiggle back into those hips, massaging or releasing the low back. And walk your fingertips over towards the right edge of your mat. Relax your left arm, your left hip, your left shoulder. And fingertips come over towards the other side. Relaxing the right side, the hip down, the armpit down, the back of the arm. And the hands come back into the center. And then pull yourself up, table pose. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Right arm lifts up and opens. Exhale, threading the needle. And you can take the left arm behind the back if you like. I actually kind of like walking it out in front. And then bringing the left hand back underneath the shoulder so that you can liberate your right fingertips to the ceiling and then take them down. I keep ceiling. We're outside. Sky. Left arm to the sky. And then reach underneath. Threading the needle. Oh, yeah, the outside of that shoulder. Oh, especially the backs of those shoulders. You've done so much work there. Relax your thigh bones. Your hips might even out with that. Take the left hand or right hand back underneath the shoulder. The left fingertip sky. High sky. And then take both hands down. And take a couple of cat and cow. One more time. Breathing in, opening up the front of the body. Exhale, round deep into the back. And then we're going to come down onto the back. Knees into the chest. A little wiggle into the hips. Happy baby. You might even let the heels move out a little bit. As you settle in the hips, maybe moving both heels out a little bit. And then relax. Settle the knees down outside the armpits. Relax your hips. One more breath. Exhale. Release your feet. Knees come in. Arms open up. And then the knees go down to the right. Soften your left thigh bone, your left shoulder. Maybe look towards the left. Exhale. And take the knees up. Now twist to the other side towards the left, looking to the right. Relaxing your right shoulder, ribs, hips, all of your toes. Finish your exhale. Take the knees back up. And then bringing the soles of the feet onto the floor, letting your knees knock against each other for a moment so that you're relaxing into the back. Walk your shoulder blades underneath your back. Bring the arms down by your sides. Settle here for just a few moments. Reflecting on your practice and reflecting on this truth that this practice is about feeling really good, making changes in your body, about getting to know your body, getting to know how it moves, getting to know how it moves best with you, your own body, not your neighbor's. Each one of us is so very different. And purpose is to get to know ourselves, to get into our own groove, the way that we want to experience this dance, this life, this relationship with our bodies. If this feels comfortable for you, stay here or return here, or maybe your Shavasana has your legs extended and your feet flopped open. Settling the body down into the mat, the earth, opening up, allowing yourself to settle, to relax. Staying in this soft space as long as you can, enjoying several minutes here, and when you do feel ready to make some small movements and come up to a comfortable seat, go slow. Taking the opportunity to pause and turn inwards, thanking yourself for this practice, for the commitment to come onto your mat. I bow down, honoring this light that lives within each of our hearts. Thank you for spending this time and this breath here in this practice with me. Namaste.